here. There's probably nobody around. Whoops. It is 6:20 p.m. here on a Friday night. So all good people are probably having their dinner and out and about with other people, friends and families. But I thought I'd just do a little bit of a live stream and show a couple of my latest teacups. And say hello if you are there. If you can hear me, please let me know that you are there. That's my main thing, because I seem to have issues with sound and restream. So please let me know if you can hear me. So, hello Jamie, hello Julia, Hayley. Can you all hear me? Beautiful. I just wanted to make sure. Am I clear? That's the main thing. Oh, hello Deb. It's lovely to see you. And Jody, lovely to see you. So I'm working this time. Stupid restream, it decides to come in and out, in and out. Hi Cynthia, hi Linda. I'm surprised there's so many people around on a Friday night. So I'll go through and show you some of my bits and pieces, and then I will do a couple of readings if you like. I wanted to show you, this here is my tarot teacups, and in the US some people call it tarot, some people call it tarot. Here in Australia we just know it as tarot, and we don't really pronounce that last T on it. This here is the 22 Major Arcanas. This is one of my new teacups, and it's lovely, lovely leopard, and who doesn't like a bit of animal print? And I thought these, being so bold in their colours, would look stunning in tarot with their colours. And this one here, pink, is one of my favourites, but so is the mint green. And these here is my new florography, or the language of flowers teacups. So there is 24 different flowers, and they all have a number here, and we read them like the other fortune teller teacups, is where the blobs of tea land. We then look up in our booklet and you find the meaning of the actual flower. Same as the tarot ones, we find the actual meaning of the symbol. So I'm just going to put some tea in. I prepared some tea earlier. So let me get a bit of tea happening in these, and then I can do some reading. So if you've got an actual question, something specific, is all the better for you. If you turn around and say general, most times general readings will give you a very general answer. Always with a reader, whether you see anybody or you read yourself, you are far better to always have a question in mind. It makes it tenfold easier. It's a bit like GPS, where if you put it in the GPS, we will know where you're heading. So I'll just grab a bunch of serviettes as well. So let's have a look. Right, I'm just having a look. Hi Linda. Ability include future reading, guidance reading, X-back, love spells. Okay, right, let's have a look. Yeah, we are all well, Linda. So I've got all sorts of back problems, and I actually go back into surgery next week on Friday. So lucky me. I'm just going to tip the excess of the tea out there, and tip too much out. Put in there. I'm very good at doing this. I tend to tip too much tea out. So let's set that one over. Let me just tip some out here, and we'll go swirl, 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 and let's have a look. Julia, Helen, vague, what do I need to know? Again, too generalised. Think of a question, darling. So let me just flick through, because the messages tend to disappear from me. Let me have a look. Where are we? So what do we got here? Love to know if someone's coming into my life. Okay, I've got Jamie Dunmore coming into your life romantically. So I'm going to use the 22 Major Arcana. Now, I am a terrible tarot reader, so bear with me. I tend to read it more intuitively than I would read it as per a book method. So, all right, let's have a look. What have we got T on? Now, I'll read them out first and then I'll go. So we've got T here on the Wheel of Fortune, T here on the Devil, a lot of T here. What's this one on? A lot of T there on the Empress. So it's very interesting. There's so much T there. A bit of T here, sitting here up on the Chariot. So I'll go through individually what each means, and then I'll tell you the storyline of what it is together. So the T on the Wheel of Fortune, sorry, I'll get under my calendar here. It's actually a beautiful sign of where there's lots of good luck about your destiny, that it means that someone would be coming because it's your destiny to have someone who is a partner. And it often is literally the cycle of things that go around. I'll get the last strip out. And a little bit of T down here on the Devil. And everybody sees these devil things as really bad and grim and all that sort of stuff like that. But it often just means there's changes coming. And it's Devil's very much in tarot about your sexuality. So it's like the vixen within you. And when I see that, it tells me about look for relationships that suit you as far as your whole connection on that deep emotion and sexual level. But it also indicate to me, though, don't repeat the same mistakes, and it's like you're looking for the bad ones. Don't go for that whole bad boy attitude. It's interesting, so much T is up around here at the Empress, and the Empress is about beauty and nature, abundance, and all that good stuff around you. It's a motherhood symbol as well. Now, regardless of whether you are a mother or want to be a mother or so on, there would tell me, are you nurturing yourself enough, ready for a relationship? So much of the T on there would indicate to me, though, you need a little bit of more self-nurture, self-love before you go jumping into a relationship. Here we've got T sitting here up on the Chariot. Again, a beautiful sign of success, but knowing your direction in where you are heading. So looking at you've even got a bit of T down here on Temperance. And T on the Temperance there would indicate again about balance, patience, knowing your purpose of where you are heading and where you are going. I'd look at the entire combination here that, yes, you will find a life partner. Very important that you do not go and look for the bad boy or past lovers. I would look at that. It's almost like, are they popping up out of the woodwork? The Empress with so much T there would tell me really about nurturing more of you and yourself. It's almost like self-care is very important, but doing the things in order and direction and knowing where you are going. So I do see that someone is coming up there for you. So that's my beautiful cheetah, and it's a tarot teacup. I just love, love, love the pink. All right, what else have I got here? Now, this is my flower teacup. Let me just go and have a look what I've got here. Cynthia, we're looking at timing. I'll have a look at a different method of that. What else do I've got? I'm just grabbing at random here, people. What have I got here? Jody Bryce, guidance on work front, job search hasn't been successful. So let's use the flower teacup. Sorry, my alarms are going off. Let's have a look at the flowers. Now, the language of flowers, a lot of people don't know much about it and they think it's something new. But flower reading goes right back to the Victorian days, and it was a secret language that was actually used between people. So if you had, sorry, I'm just making sure I don't knock the cat here. So if you had a lover or you were looking for a love, they would send different flowers, and it was even used in the situations. So say there was a really negative situation of a young girl and a married man wanting to chase a young girl and so on, flowers would actually speak the language of what would be done. So they are what I called them, the language of flowers. So Jody, I'll have a look here of what the teas land on. This isn't on it, but it's so close to it. And that particular flower is the daisy. Daisy there is about new beginnings, and it's often related to children. So the daisy there would tell me there is a new job or a new opportunity that is coming up in future. So let me just have a look here. We've also got here tea on the pansy, and pansy is about reflection and being cheery. I always think of pansy like a face when you see them in the garden. And I look at that and say, look at what skills you have, look at what you need to actually project out there more. And I'd say, don't forget any small stuff, because I'd look at that and say, there's probably some things you're not expressing in either your resume or your interviews, if you're getting the interviews. Here we've got tea on number 13, and number 13 is the Sweet Williams. And the Sweet William is the sign of skill. And it often means very highly skilled. When I'm looking at that, it may mean you are going for jobs that may be actually below your skill set. I get that when we're wanting a work and we don't care whether we're overqualified or not, but the Sweet Williams there would tell me you may need to probably turn it down a bit. We often say dumb it down, and I know we shouldn't have to, but I'm looking at that and say you are very highly skilled, and perhaps there is some roles that you're looking at that you may need to wind it down a bit, because people may feel threatened when they see that you have more skill or experiences than they do. There's a lot of tea down here, and I'll just show you the flowers there. That's actually the lavender. And lavender is a beautiful thing about answers and having the faith of what you're doing. So I can't help but look at that and say, still strong hold, hang on to what you are wanting and where you are going. So as I'm going around here, we've got tea on number 21, and 21 is the foxglove, which is about wishes and ambition, and again it's a symbol of youth. I still see that there is a new job coming up for you, and I can't help but feel that it may be a job that you might be a little bit too overqualified for, and that can be in your experience, whether it's literally as far as academics, but I keep feeling here you may need to wind it down a little, because it's like though you're having to turn it down to get the job. But I'd still say you'll find work, because you haven't got anything there that tell me no. And some of your no's, your biggest no would have been up here on the belladonna, because belladonna is the toxic, the poisons, and there's really not much positive about a belladonna. That was used for poisoning all the husbands back in the Victorian days. It's like oleander, where they used to mix them up to kill the husbands when they got sick of the husbands and wanted a new lover. We couldn't get away with that these days. Sounds pretty good in theory. But I'd still say, yes, you will get another job. So let me just clean up that, and I will pour another couple of tea. So it is slow and it is messy, so please bear with me when I'm wiping out teacups. Mop, 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 mop. Yeah, I'm just getting the tea out of teacups. I've got a lovely cat sitting behind me today. So it's usually Miss Princess, but today I have Miss Dolly, which is very unusual because she's usually very antisocial kitty. So let's get a bit more tea in these. Right, a bit more tea. I use a ladle, it just makes it easier. Let me just chip these, so I'll get these ones happening. I always make a hell of a mess when I do tea. So I'll probably put too much in that one. Not too much tea. Okay. All right. Now, Cynthia was asking about your cooker. with timing, I actually like to use dice. And I'm going to use just a combination of dice and charms, because charms, then we look at what's fast and what's slow. So let me have a look. Right, you've got horseshoe here, and you also got horseshoe here too, or horse and horseshoe. 8, which is again 8 days. Doubt very much whether it's 8 weeks. So the 8 is, to me, I'd look at as in days. I can't believe it. We got a lottery ticket in there. I think that's actually one of the charms you sent me yourself. And the lottery ticket literally means winner, winner, chicken dinner. You've also got the horseshoe with the luck. Both horse and horseshoe would still tell me something that's happening fast. We've got the dream, which, yes, you probably have done, and the arrow is heading in the right direction. I'd look at this and say, again, the number is very important, as into the 8 as in 8 days. Then you've got 2. So the 2 there would tell me stay on their tail, keep harassing the hell out of them. 2 would be a maximum 2 weeks, but I'm more inclined to look at the 8. So I'd say between 8 days up to 2 weeks. So I hope that helps a wee bit. So let me just go through down the list. Right, sorry, I need to write as I go, because otherwise I've got a head like a sieve. So Jodie Bryce, Jamie. Okay. Sorry. Oh, hi Vicky. I did see your message there, Dom. Yes, there are still some of these left. Julia Helen, is my love life solid? So let's have a look. I'm going to use the tarot teacup for you. So I hope we've got enough light here. Let me just turn on a bit brighter. Okay, let's have a look at the tarot teacup. All right. Okay, I'll go through the symbols and then we'll put the story together. So you've got T here sitting on the Magician. And the Magician, I'll just read out what they are, or I'll explain what they are. So the Magician is about being creative, willpower, so it would tell me about the strength in your relationship. The Magician itself too, though, I'd look at that, and again, intuitively, that tells me about magic can happen. You've also got a little tiny bit of T down here on Temperance. So it does mean about balance, equality within the relationship. I don't see that as a bad thing. I actually see that's quite good. We've got T up here on the Sun. That's a lovely sign of joy, success, positivity. It's also nice to know about celebrations coming up, which tells me, is there something going on there between you two where there's some type of celebrations or announcements to be had? Here we've got T both on the Emperor and the Chariot. The Chariot. I'm getting all confused here. So T on the Emperor is about, again, fatherhood, older male, the wisdom, that type of thing. I'm not sure if your partner is either much older than you, but it's almost like who is the mature one in the relationship there. So the only thing I'd be a little bit concerned at with that is make sure that it is, again, like your Temperance, a better balance, and that it's not someone being too much stronger in the relationship than the other. And the Chariot, again, would still tell me heading in the right direction for success. You've got T here around on the Hierophant, and again, a beautiful sign of wisdom, knowledge, morals. So again, means holding the head up high. It can be, again, a little bit of that yes, no, yes, no, yes, no type situations. And you've got a bit of T down here on the Hangman, and everyone thinks of the Hanged Man as negativity and so on, but it often means about looking at things from a different view. Literally think upside down, how you see things totally different. I'd say your relationship is strong. I can't help but sense that there's going to be something that you will announce fairly soon. And it wouldn't surprise me, though, that it's almost like who is the strength in the relationship. And I can't help but, to me, when I say I hear voices, I'm not losing it. It's almost like, is there a bit of a battle of wills between power? And that is your strength and your partner's strength. So, but I see it as a good strength, and a good, strong relationship. So I've got Hayley Smith. Will I meet a nice man soon? It's nice. I'm glad to see you say gentleman. So, because very rare, aren't they? So I'm just writing down so I know who I've written down. Julia, Hayley Smith. Right. Okay. So let's have a look, Hayley, about we need a nice man. One that's honourable, one that's truthful, and I can hear people laughing there. They'll say there's no such thing, but yes, there is. I actually have a lot of my clients. I should organise a tea party and play Cupid one day, because I have men come and see me and I have women come and see me, and they both say there's no lovers out there with any honour, and yet I see them in here. It's just a matter of connecting the two. So, again, we've got tea started up on the daisy. So the daisy being number 18 there again would tell me something new. So it would tell me new lover. Senses, again, my voices tell me don't scoff at someone who may be a tiny little bit younger. Now, I don't mean toy boy. That I know sounds really good in theory, but it wouldn't surprise me that they've got more of a youthful vigour. And that can be someone who's like 72 and thinks that they are 35 in my household. And it just can be, doesn't mean your man's coming along at 72, but it means their outlook on life may be much more youthful than their age number. T up here again on the pansy is about don't jump into something without looking at it. Can't help but see it. It's like I said, it's the faces. When I see pansies, I see faces. And that to me would still tell me be positive in how you are looking for somebody. The butterfly, I didn't put numbers on the butterflies or the bees in here, but a T on the butterfly would still tell me beautiful changes and renewal, which still would tell me there is somebody that is very good and positive out there for you. We have T close enough here. It's not on it, but it's on the iris. And the iris is often about news, being hopeful, and show all your grace and poise that you have. I think that's really lovely. Around here, we've got a bit of busy T going on here. You've got T sitting up here, and that is actually on number 14, which is the marigolds. Marigold is about winner, and it means achievement. So again, it is a sign of success that you will find somebody. T's touching the top here of the poppy. And poppy is about fun and laughter and them sort of things. So it would tell me, though, make sure the person that you meet has the same goals and the same sincerity that you have. Not someone who's just a fleeting roll in the hay and let's have good fun for a week. We need more than that. So there would tell me again, look at somebody who holds sincerity. The T up here is right near the number 11, which is a rhododendron. And they're beautiful and they tend to grow in coolish climates and love a peak of sun. But they're a sign about energy and optimism. I actually do see you will meet someone, Hayley, and I think first and foremost is put out your best front forward there. I would say enjoy the changes and the transformation that you are going through right now, because I'd still say hold your head with grace and poise, that there is somebody that has sincerity and the same ideas in mind for you. So I hope that helps a little bit. So let me just have a look. I'm just going up through. Hi, Kez. Hello, Angela. Self-care. I'm glad to read that, Jamie, because I think it's often the thing is we don't self-care enough. My own daughter sent me something this afternoon, and it was very relevant to her, where we tend to be imposters of ourselves, where we always look at negativity and we put ourselves down, and because we put ourselves down, so does everybody else. So I'd say very, very important to work on self, and don't let anyone put you down, and don't let yourself more than anything put you down. So, because that is one of the bigger problems, I do believe, that we put ourselves down and then everybody just joins the bandwagon. So I'm just getting the tea out of that one. Okay, get off. Just want the tea out. Let me just have a look. Tea. Right, tea. You don't need much. Like I said, I just have it in a great big ladle here, which makes life easy. So let me just have a look. Angela Jaya. Sorry, I probably stuffed up that pronunciation. So how will the relationship go in the next 12 months? Okay, let me just get these draining. All right, get that one draining, get this one draining. All right. And Vicky, I forgot to say too, these teacups, they don't actually have to have tarot in them, and they don't have to have flowers in them. You can choose tarot, flowers, traditional my teacup symbols in them, so you don't have to stick with one. You can have in them whichever fortune teller symbols that you like. So Angela Jaya, how's the relationship in the next 12 months? So, right, okay. I'll go through them first and then we'll go on and read the collective. So we've got T sitting up here on the moon. So the moon there, it's an interesting one because it does mean about illusions and it's the mirror. It's often a sign though, and from traditional tarot lookings there, it can be fear, which means don't put scared or fear into the relationship when it's not there. Because I look at the moon and say it probably reflects very well, but don't sow seeds of fear into your relationship. Again, we've got T on temperance. Ugh, I keep thinking temptress. No, you're not a temptress. So T on temperance there would again mean about the balance, the equality, patience, and it means going forth with good things. Beautiful again symbols sitting on the sun, which is fun and delight and joy and lots of positivity. It is, like I said, a sign of celebrations. We've got T again up here on the Empress, and the Empress is again working on yourself. It's about the beauty, abundance, and the wholeness of you. Because I look at that and say, look within and don't be afraid to show the beauty of you within to the withouts. The Emperor as well. It's interesting, we've got the Empress and the Emperor. So you've literally got you and partner. And Emperor, again, is a beautiful sign of strength and authority. Again, when I see two key figures here, it's lovely to see the heart in the middle, and that wasn't intentional because they actually get put in at random. And to see it between the two here, again, would tell me both of you are probably very strong in the relationship. Just don't give all your power over to the partner. And the only other bit of tea here is a little bit here on the Wheel of Fortune, which again would tell me beautiful luck and destiny. I think your relationship was quite good for your next 12 months. I don't see any big fallout or major issues here. We haven't hit the tower and we haven't hit the death symbol. So I actually not bad. I think that's quite a good reading. So I hope that helps a little bit. Now, let me just write down your name so I don't forget. All right. Okay. I have Kavita Naidu. So lovely to see you here, Kavita. I don't feel I have met you before, but anyway. So I'm going to go through, and we're asking here about, will you find another job anytime soon, that you lost your job? I'm so sorry to hear about that, and I'm hearing it sadly more and more, and I would have thought by now we were past some of the worst parts with COVID, but it doesn't appear to be. I'm just going to move that down a bit closer so we can see. Right. So let's have a look and see what the flowers say for you. Right. All right. So, oh, this is actually lovely. Can you see that little girl? I hope you can see that. Hang on, let me bring it right up. There's a head, and when we see triangulars, they are often female, and the hair sticking out the back there is a little girl, and that's sitting on the marigold. Marigold is about achievement. Little girl there would tell me new achievement. That would tell me there's a good job coming soon. I'll have a look at the timing for you in a second. We've got a bit of tea here across a few areas. We've got tea up here on the clover, and clover is always a good sign of good luck, and it means money, faith, and good luck. Clover has no negatives about it whatsoever. I do like it because clover often represents money, so it would tell me there's good luck and money coming soon. So I do see that as a good option for a job. A lot of people don't realise clovers are timing symbols as well, because they mean 3-4 petals. Things will change in 3-4 days, 3-4 weeks, up to 3-4 months. You've also got tea down here at the bird of paradise, and a beautiful sign once again though about wealth, affluence. And a lot of people didn't realise bird of paradise back in the old days, they were only flowers that were in the homes of the very wealthy or the very rich, because they are so difficult to grow in certain climates. They will grow in very warm climates. You see them more in our northern states here than you do in our southern states. So they've got to be in a very warm spot. But that, as the bird of paradise, would tell me wealth is coming. I still see it as a sign of money coming. And up here you've got the flower of rose, which means beauty, love and perfection. Rose is show yourself. Now you may be feeling a little bit shitty because you've lost your job for whatever reasons that the company may have done or shut or cutbacks. Rose there would tell me you've gone through the hardest yards of all, which is the job loss. Time now for you to show your face and show who you are and what you do have to offer other companies and candidates. You've also got tea sitting here on the daffodil, and that again is about confidence and showing your face with great poise and great confidence. You've got another little bit of tea up here on the 11, and that again is, like I said, the rhododendron, and the rhododendron is about being ambitious and showing your energy, so it is about optimism as well. I actually do see you going into another job. I think when you do go into the other job, you're going to be there thinking, well, this is a better job than the last one, because you've got two signs around money and wealth or prosperity, would indicate to me you may end up getting a lot more money than what you were paid before. Timing wise, like I said, I tend to use dice when I look at timings. And we've got, oops, where was it? It's an 11. So it tells me 11 days from now, there's probably something very important for you on that 11th day. So when I say important, I would say look and listen to what is going on around you. And it could be a conversation you may hear in a cafe or something you read online or in the paper, but it means important pivotal moments towards you and what you are doing with your job. And the 11 would mean 11 days up to 11 weeks. So I do actually see you going back into a job. So, oh, there you go, Roz, you found me. So, oh my God, Cynthia, you've been waiting on the stove or the cooker that long. That's terrible. Yeah, that is really, really bad. So that's such a long wait Did you order a special type appliance or something? I know they've had all sorts of problems with shipping and imports, but wow, since January to now, that's getting a bit long in the tooth, as we say. So I'm just cleaning out these cups. Let me go into that one. Mop, mop, mop. I make a big mess when I'm here. I've got a bin beside me. Right. So I'll just do another little cup. Right, get in some tea. Right, get in some tea. Oops, not enough water. A bit more water. Okie doke. Let me just get those roundy. Right, down. Let me just go. I'll just writing that down as well. So that was. So I'm trying to see how I spelled it. Kavita. Kavita. Right. I have. Who have I got next here? Claire Amode. Sorry, I'm really bad at pronunciations. Looking for a promotion. So let's look at the tarot. This is my lovely teacup. Isn't it beautiful? So, right. Now, let's have a look. What have we got tea on here? I haven't got tea on much at all. It's in betweens. So you've got a little bit of tea here on the Emperor. Emperor straight away though would tell me some sort of promotion because it means a figure of authority, and I see that as rise. So I would say yes, there is a promotion coming. You've got tea here. It's between the Hierophant and the Wheel of Fortune, but closer to the Hierophant. And I look at that and say, use your skills, your wisdom, and show what you actually have. I can't help but see that as express yourself more of what you've got. You actually don't have tea touching any other thing. This is fairly close next to the Hanged Man. And there, like I said, Hangman I see is change your view, change your perspective, which I would look at that and say, any promotions that you've got, try a different tactic. I do think you'll get promotion because of the Emperor, which would tell me rise to a position of authority. It's quite a nice one. So, let me have a look. Jody, you want to come to my Cupid tea party? I know. So would you, Hayley. Bummy is you live so far away. Oh, that's all right, Roz. That's fine. Kavita was for you, where I was talking about that. I do see that there is job that is coming. So, yes. Deb's learn, I've had a fallout with daughter, been 12 months. Can you see us talking anytime soon? So, let's have a look about your daughter. So, let me just go, hang on, what did I do there? That was Kavita. Hang on, Claire it was, wasn't it? Like I said, I've got a head like a sieve. I only retain the rubbish is what I say. Deb Salerno, I'm just writing it down so I don't lose myself. So Deb Salerno, this is for you. We're looking at your daughter. How old's your daughter? So it's a hard one when you're a mum, that's for sure. And learning that they are adults and that they have their own lives is really, really hard when we've done and provided every single thing for them. You have tea down here on number 2, and your number 2 is actually your lavender. Lavender is, I always look at the lavender as the colour of mothers, actually, so which would tell me about your devotion as a mother to the child. It often is have faith, and there is answers coming. I look here when it's touching the tip of the butterfly as well, which would still tell me she's probably going through changes, and until she realizes and finishes some of her own process, it may still take a little bit. But I'd look at that and say, don't lose faith that she will come around. You've got other tea up here, and 24, believe it or not, is rocket leaves. Lettuce. I know. Everyone says, why'd you put lettuce in there? But rocket leaves are very important because it often talks about people where they're two-faced or the nastiness has happened. So I'd look at that and say the argument that happened there, but you still got good prospects of recovery. I'd still look at it and say she will come around. So tea up here near the 11, which is the rhododendron, it's still about optimism. You haven't got in there that tell me no, that you'll never speak again. I think she will come around, but I look at these here, it's almost like she's got a lot of growing to do herself. I would love to know, A, how old she is, and B, is she a mother herself? And this could be the growing process. So that I would like to know. 36, same age as my daughter. My daughter is 36. Yeah, she's 36 this year. And at 36, I actually want to strangle my daughter on most days, but we have that type of relationship where it's yes, no, love, hate. But I'd look at this and say, is she a mum? And what changes she needs to go through herself? Butterfly can be very fickle, which means your argument was probably over absolutely something stupid. So she's not a mother yet. So, and it may be where she needs her growing up is to feel what it's like to lose something that you love so dearly and that you give your life for. And that can even be if she's a pet mum as well. My 36-year-old isn't a mother either. So, but there it's like she needs to go through some change. So, and it's sad. I'm actually feeling for you. My heart is really heavy for you there. I know that feeling personally. So, I know how heartbreaking that is. Yeah. So, so lucky last I've got Zoe Strange. I'm actually, where am I? Let me just wipe out the flowers and we'll have a look. So you went on a first date. It's good. At least you went on a date. It's 10 steps forward at least. So let's have a look about the prospects of this one. Let's just hope they're not one that you have to always say to the daughter, toss them back in the sea. Because some of them really are not worthy of fishing on the pier, top them back in the sea. It's really quite scary. And dating is such a minefield. And I think what is so sad is I hear so many people find out that these people that they're dating are married and or in committed relationships. And I look at that and think, what a dog. Yeah. So a couple of them, like I said, my own daughter, my own girlfriend, she found out someone was married, and I said to her, call them out on it. I'd let the wife know indiscreetly that and say, do you realise he's on a dating site? It's and they put pictures up. Stupid fools. Right, so what's this date prospects like? Okay, so we've got a bit of tea up here on 9. 9's the forget-me-nots. Ooh, there would tell me that there's made a bit of an impression on each other, because I actually quite like that, because it's often about memories. So it tells me about some of the memories that you created or made on that date. And it's almost like you're thinking, don't forget about me, and you maybe don't forget about me. So it's vice versa. Just have a look. Oh, tea on the iris is lovely because, like I said, it is often about grace and poise. Sign of good news. So Iris means news is coming, and there would tell me good news is coming. It's very unusual to have a negative out of Iris. It's negative there would tell me don't feel insecure about how you were, how you acted, and how you went on the date. Again, hold yourself high with grace and poise. Your tea's not actually touching, but because there's so much of it between these two, you've got 14, which is the marigold, which still tells me achievements. It's the sign of success. And you've got tea down here on the foxglove, or between the foxglove, which means I'm drawing blank. It means about wishes and things. It's a bit like wishful thinking, but they're good wishes that come through. Foxglove in its negative, though, again would tell me don't feel insecure about how things were. It's a sign also, too, though, of keep your eyes and your ears wide open. So it would tell me just be open to what comes your way in this date, this relationship. You have tea again up here close to the rhododendron, which means optimism. I actually don't see any big negatives. You've got tea also just close enough to the bird of paradise, which is again about having luxury and affluence and your whole life come together really well. I'd still say this has some decent prospects. Like I said, the good one is nothing on the belladonna or the bee. Because bees, yes, can be positive, but we're talking about a first date here. And if you had bee on there, I would be really worried. But there's no tea sitting on your bee or your belladonna or on your thistle. So because your thistle, like Scottish thistle, often means something that's negative and can be about hurt. So I hope that helps a little bit. So that's just showing you a couple of the new fortune teller teacups, and I just thought I'd pop on to say hello, people, and I'm glad some of you joined me. I did see someone here, Facebook user, but I'm not sure who. They're going away for the weekend for a weekend retreat. Hang on, I'm heading away for the weekend to a retreat, and you're looking forward. So let me just do a quick run through that one. And hang on, I've run out of serviettes. And we'll see how your weekend is. So, because Restream just tells me Facebook user, but you'll know who you are because you're the only one that's put up a question about going away for the weekend. Okay, let's put some tea. Right, okay, bit of tea. Right. Oh, Kate Denning. Hi, Kate. Lovely to see you, darling. Anzac weekend, so hopefully a nice retreat. Okay, let's have a look. Let's see. Hopefully there's lots of flowers. I hear you still got beautiful weather up there. Mind you, yesterday down here was only 14 degrees Celsius, which is cold. Or it's cold. Damn cold. We've got a lot of tea going on here, Kate. So we've got tea here up on the number 9. Forget me not, beautiful, which tells me there's a lot of things you again and you'll store that in your memory bank. I actually love it because it tells me that you'll take away a wealth of knowledge and things that will be good for you. You've got tea here on the Sweet William, and Sweet William is learning skills. So I'm not sure to what weekend retreat there, but they would tell me you're gaining again some skills that can be very, very good. So I do like it. Tea again on the iris. The iris again would tell me stand tall in your power. It's often something very sensual to self. So I look at that and say you are learning things a lot more about yourself than you realise. You haven't got it, but it's only just touching the tip of the red butterfly. Again, butterflies are about transformation. And let me just get that last drip of water out of there. You've got a lot of tea going on here. You've got tea here on the clover. So it does tell me about good luck and opportunities that are opening up for you. The clover probably tells me that you may have paid a fair bit for this weekend retreat, but you're going to gain tenfold back more because you've got tea on the bird of paradise, which, like I said, is the flower of affluence and wealth and prosperity. That would tell me you are gaining a hell of a lot in your knowledge power there. You've also got a little bit of tea here on the daffodil, and that is about confidence. Don't let anybody who's very ego-driven try and damp you down. Use your light and rise above it. So, like I said, your bird of paradise here is taking away wealth and affluence and great skills that you've got. Tea here on the rose would tell me you're probably doing some hard work on this weekend away or the retreat, because there would tell me you could be working through some matters that may be a little difficult for you, but you are going to come out of this tenfold better than what you were when you went in. So I don't know what sort of retreat it is. You'd have to tell me. I love it. But these here would tell me you're going to gain a lot out of this. So don't worry about the cost that you have paid, because you are gaining so much more out of it to put in your wealth banks of knowledge and skills. So I hope that helps. So thanks, Deb. Like I said, I am terrible at reading tarot. My daughter says I suck at tarot. Isn't she lovely? That's how nice my 36-year-old daughter is. Love her dearly, but yeah, she tells me I suck at reading tarot, so I try and stay away from it. And that's why tarot to me was best to put in a teacup, and I connect to it better that way, because that's my modality of connection, is through tea and the beverage itself. So thanks everybody for joining me, and I just want to say have a good weekend. For those in Australia, we've got an Anzac Day weekend on Monday, which is like a Memorial Day for our returned soldiers and veterans, and where we do remember the ones who were lost during the wars, and that goes for all the wars. And let's just hope that there's some more peace and harmony restore over in Russia and Ukraine at the moment. So thanks for listening to me, guys, and I'd say bye for now. I'm just looking here, yoga, meditation, Boswell. Oh, I'm going to love to hear how your feedback is on that. I love and use sound energy for healings, and I'm very much where I say I'm audient, and this is what I actually use. So sorry, I'm not very good. I'll try and hold it here. This is a crystal singing bowl, and you get a lot of the brass ones, but this one's a crystal, and that's what they call an 8-inch bowl. And you use this as the dong thing, and it's actually glass covered in silicon. And listen how loud this gets. And I just love it. And they're just beautiful. And sound energy, you are going to absolutely love is sound healings and sound energies. So you will have a wonderful weekend, I'm sure. Sorry, this is my tea room. And I've got very messy tea room. This is when my clients come. I'm doing a... through Facebook, if you have a look at my public page, I'm doing on Sunday morning Australian time, but I did put a timetable up all about colour energy and how we are using them. And the reason I have teacup colours here is my clients choose the teacup, and the teacup is about which colours you choose. So that's why I have different teacup colours and so on. And this is, whoops, there's my kitty cat. So that's been your audience. So, or my comfort, Miss Dolly Puss. Normally it's the other one, but this is my Dolly baby. Yeah, so such a tough life being a kitty in this house. So, but thanks for listening, guys, and I will talk to you again in the near future. Bye for now.